Afternoon from Marie at Messium Creations. I hope this Friday finds you safe and well. Kind of entering week 2 of lockdown, so hopefully everybody is safe. So today I am playing with Butterfly Gala, and I have picked Merry Merlot, Magenta Madness and Petal Pink, and 3 quite different colours. I have card bases in the Merry Merlot and a embossed background for the Magenta Madness. And I'm going to stamp some butterflies and show you our new blending brushes. So let us see. First, I'm going to stamp the butterflies in the Merry Merlot because I want a slightly darker outline. These butterflies come with or have a punch available. Can come with them as such. I'm going to do a couple of different sets, and the same punch also works with butterfly wishes. So let us do, I'm going to do 5 on the basis that, well, you'll understand when I start doing them. So that is my butterflies, and then actually I need all the colours. I'm going to start with Petal Pink. So previously I had another blending brush from another supplier which came in pink, and I always felt I was in fear of breaking them. Stampin' Up are launching these as of the 1st of January if you're not a demonstrator, the 1st of December if you are a demonstrator. So they come in a nice kind of much more neutral grey colour, and are much stronger as well. And the way the bristles are much nicer. So I'm very happy to have these in my little collection. Hi Ali, hope you're well. So literally we just pick up a bit of ink with that brush and then just very gently start colouring or moving it across the paper. So what I'm going to do, and you'll see it's slightly different as we build up the colours and use the different colours. So this is using the Petal Pink on a Petal Pink card base. I chose to do it on Petal Pink rather than white. So that's just adding a little bit of Petal Pink, and then we want to, if you think of a kind of, you want a multicolour of butterfly, I've stuck with the 3 shades. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you, Ali. Can't believe another week has flown on by. No idea where time is going. Hoping I'm not getting too much shadow. So literally just run the brush across your ink pad, and then you can choose to either use it in certain areas or across the whole thing. So it's very, I mean, it's not that you're holding the handle. I find it best to kind of hold the head, because you do want it to be very gentle. You don't want to be really hard. If you do it in a very hard way, you tend to get a slightly, well, I guess if that's the look you wanted, that would be fine, wouldn't it? So depending on the look that you want. But I don't want any kind of harsh lines appearing. So I'm doing quite a few on the basis that I'm not sure that they'll all turn out the same. They could all be different, so I just thought then I can choose my favourites. So we can just play around. We can make them more pinky, more with the petal pink. Magenta Madness is quite a strong pink. Lovely vibrant pink. And I'm just going to add a little bit of the Merry Merlot, which I think I'm going to, most of them. So I think once these become available, we're going to see lots of stunning things. Stampin' Up has a team of artisan designers, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they create with these. So it's just literally playing around. As I say, I've done a few different butterflies because I'm figuring every one will then be completely different. But and I'm obviously cutting them out, and I'm colouring them before I've cut out. Cut, punched even. Posted a punch today, and the lady in the post office said, "Oh, what's in the pack?" I went, stamping punch. And she just looked at me, and I was like, "You're none the wiser, are you?" And she went, "No." So the joys of all these Stampin' Up supplies that nobody knows what they do unless you're in the world of crafting, but a punch does make life nice and simple. So I'm just going back in with a little bit of petal pink around that centre. The other thing that is rather nice is if we add a little bit of wink and Stella, wink of excuse me, bless me. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Dear oh dear, sorry about that. That came upon me all of a sudden. So our butterfly punch cuts out both of the butterflies at the same time. So it is just a case of lining up the punch with the two butterflies, catching the bits that fly. And let's have a look at how they look once we've got them punched out, because I'm reckoning they're all going to be slightly different. But so those blend brushes work with absolutely any colour, any papers, and because all these inks are water based, they wash out really easily. So you don't have to worry. It comes as a pack of 3, but you don't have to worry about. It's much like the sponges, you might get a little bit of staining on some of the darker colours, but I will advise of that once I have washed that through. So there we go. Just stamped them all. Stamped. Punched. You can tell it's Friday afternoon, can't you? Can't get me words. So really quick and easy with a punch to create those. And then if I find my wink of Stella, literally we can add by brushing that across the wings. We can add a gorgeous little bit of sparkle to our butterflies. I do know a few people that don't like a butterfly, but so it's just really easy to add that little bit of bling And you can, of course, because it is a brush, you could literally just add it into one section. Don't know what that vibration was, so I do apologise. So we can add it into sections, or we can do it across the whole thing. So then this butterfly gala, I have used two different greetings. The thank you so very much, and also a little note. The little note is ideal for any sort of just want to send you a note sort of card. And the thank you so much. So the other thing that I did do was I played around with Petal Pink, and I've used the dry brush background. So that's a background stamp. So with the Stamparatus I've stamped that, and then I've also used the words from Very Versailles, and I have stamped on, the stamp also comes with the plain wings, so that gives an indication kind of shadow is what my intention is. So I'm just adding with my bone folder, just adding a little bit of curve to that, and I'm going to use a little glue dot in the centre of that, so we can create a little bit of shadow by slightly offsetting it. And I'll also see the think of everything, because there's the little, I can't think what they're called on butterflies, antennae. They're not antennae, are they, on a butterfly? Someone help me on a Friday afternoon where my brain's gone too lally. Actually, I might use one of the darker, slightly darker ones. So again, little glue dot. Just need to be a little bit more careful where we place that on the smaller one. Oh, you're thinking I'm right with antennae? Doesn't quite sound right, but it probably is. It's just on Friday afternoon and my brain's fried. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of gold thread, because we can. This is the gold thread from Forever Fern. Oh, lost the end of my thread. My thread. So I've cut 4 there. You can do as few or as many as you like. And then I'm just going to tie. Oh, one of those is too short. I'm going to pull one of those out because I've cut it too short. So what I'm going to do is tie a knot. Not doing anything more fancy than that. All you've got to do is keep all 3 threads together, obviously. That's easier said than done, isn't it? Look. What's the betting? Do you know what? Lesson there. Make your threads a little bit longer. It will just help you tie a better knot. And actually, I'm hoping now these will be long enough. Oh, they are. Oh, it's like I planned it. So I'm going to put that all the way around both of those bits of card. Have I glued that down yet? Nope. So I'm going to glue, I'm not going to glue actually, I'm going to tape that and pop it onto there. Then I'm going to take my little bit of gold thread, slightly offset it. I don't want it exactly in the middle. So you just have to remember where you're going to place it. Yes, I'll definitely suggest a longer piece of thread. Don't be so tight with your thread. but we've got enough there. We've just about got a grip of it. As I say, once it's all glued together, we'll be fine. But that would be more ideal if we had more. So there's a lesson for you. That's another do as I say, don't do as I do. And I've just got to catch those two threads because obviously I want them all to wrap around. There we go, got them. I do that a lot when I'm crafting, don't I? End up saying, do as I say, don't do as I do. So then that is going to stick on to the card base. Again, just offsetting it slightly. Don't necessarily want it smack bang in the middle. And then just need those to lift up slightly. And then these absolutely gorgeous, I've lost my, wonderful gems, they are called. And they have just a little bit of gold speckle in them, so I'm just going to pop a few of those around. So they come in either the red or the clear. I might use two small ones and a bigger one in that area. So let's see how it looks with the different background, because I did also do no wastage today. No, there is no wastage, but it makes life an awful lot more difficult. Must have had my frugal hit. I can't spit. Oh dear lordy, where's it going today? So the other thing that I did on this is completely plain and has the shadow in the Magenta Madness. I'm tending to think I prefer the shadow in the Merry Merlot, but are you thinking you prefer a bit of detail on the background or it plain? I'm going to go with the, so the kind of shadows come separate, so you just need to decide where you're going to pop those shadows. And those little shadow wings, and then a little baby one flying off up there. And then it's got the little, have we decided they are called antennae? They are, for the purposes of today, let's all agree they're called antennae. So there's a bigger set for the bigger butterfly and a smaller set for the smaller one. So there's our little shadows. I'm not going to, oh, I've just stuck my blooming finger in that. The state of me. I'm never going to learn to tidy, craft tidily, am I? Let's be honest. Now I've lost my glue dots, there they are. So I'm going to just pop in that on there, and that's a slightly, let's do that one. So it's quite nice to pick them if they're slightly different colours. Oh, that one's gone. My butterfly flew away. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I don't even know where this week's gone. So there we go. So now I'm going to glue that onto my embossed piece. So any embossing folder that would work with. Just gives a little bit of detail. You can obviously only see that around the edges. I'm going to cut a longer piece of gold thread this time. So I'm going to cut it that long. Which probably still hasn't given me an awful lot of wastage, but it might stand me in better stead for tying that knot slightly easier. And this is a thread that's sort of coiled slightly, so you've got the ability to twist it. What I'm trying to do is keep them all together for the purposes of knot tying, but of course that's not going to happen. So I want the knot there, so then I can tighten there. This one might sit slightly more centrally, so depending on where you want it to sit is where, you see, we've still not got a lot of wastage there. Not a lot over, but you can see those ends will untwizzle. So we want our 4 bits around there. We'll probably put that about there. Yeah, again, I wasn't overly generous, but that's fine. Bit of tape and that'll sort it out. Oh hello, I've got an extra bit of, I might actually put a little bit of tape across that one, because essentially those little end bits I need to just tie so they're not loose. Tie? You know what I mean. I wouldn't believe I've had the power of language for 50 plus years, would you? It's failing me today. So just gather up those little stray ends. It's just nice to have it wrapped over, and obviously with that one, that would fray, so you can't do it. You can't cut it to the edge, it does need to be put behind, but you can just see how it looks. It looks slightly neater. So do we have a favourite background, ladies? Do we think it's nicer without a background, with a background? There you go. So they're all in the same colourway. The only difference is the 3 backgrounds. So I'd pull those slightly more centrally. Yeah, I think the background just adds a little bit of extra dimension to it. I mean, these words are one of my favourites. The dry brush one I haven't used very much, though that's quite nice as well. See, choices, choices, choices. Yeah, I like this brushed one. I do this, the words from Very Versailles I use an awful lot for my one sheet wonders. But it adds quite a nice... And if you did one in blues, that could almost be like sky and cloud, couldn't it? And then the butterflies flying in the sky and cloud. There you go. Who'd have thought? So, there we go. That's using the new blend brushes that will be coming out. Some of the different backgrounds and the butterfly gala. So, hopefully you've enjoyed that and it inspires you to try something new. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Monday. It will be Monday and Wednesday at 6 and Friday at 5. So look forward to seeing you next week. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. Bye bye.